Hello beautiful souls, welcome again to yet another video. Today we are going to learn and try to understand what's spiritual awakening. Sit back and relax. What is spiritual awakening? You often read blog posts and watch videos about spiritual awakening, but most of them talk about the physical symptoms, or strange unexplained phenomena that happen to them. In this video, I am going to go over something most people don't talk about, which is spiritual awakening effects on your life in general. These include patterns and changes you will notice over time. These are not things that suddenly happen, they are a gradual result of going through a spiritual awakening journey. It's a journey to the inner self, true self-discovery, dropping the illusion of your ego. In other words, becoming the authentic version of you. The spiritual awakening process. Spiritual awakenings often start by what is called the dark night of the soul. This is where something so traumatic and horrible happens to you that it makes you hit rock bottom, question everything, and re-evaluate your entire life. This can carry out over a long time period or a short one, but the event begins the process. This isn't the only way a spiritual awakening can happen, but it is a very common one. Another way is just a slow gradual process of enlightenment where you naturally become aware of things you weren't aware of before. Another way is by having a strong desire that is sparked by something you read, heard, or saw. These things have a profound effect on you, thereby causing you to change over time. Your patterns, habits, viewpoints, morals, and values can change. Since it is gradual, this is a process and happens in stages. Consider yourself lucky if this slow gradual awakening happens to you, because it almost feels effortless since your intuition guides you along the way. Change is usually hard, but with this kind of change, it's so natural that it doesn't feel like a struggle. You will probably feel like an awkward teenager, but if you ride the waves instead of fight them, you'll have a smoother ride. It is beyond the scope of this video to explain in depth all the stages of spiritual awakening. However, the things I will talk about are included in those stages and happen over the course of your entire spiritual awakening process and become apparent about halfway through. The effects on your daily life that you will begin to notice are much more gradual and subtle than a single hardcore full-on spiritual event, which is why you don't recognize it as an awakening in the beginning stages. Here are the effects that a spiritual awakening will have on your life. Your media tastes will change. If you used to love head-banging metal music and now you realize you have more meditation audios than Metallica tracks, that is a sign you are going through a spiritual awakening. If you cringe when you hear lyrics about sex or drugs in a song that you grew up listening to, you might be going through a spiritual awakening. If you used to look forward to driving with the windows down cranking your favorite tunes, but now you don't need the world to hear the latest spiritual podcast episode you're listening to in your car, you are probably spiritually awakened. You might realize you have a huge collection of spiritual books when you never used to even like reading. As you continue to transform, so will be your day-to-day life, including habits and routine. Sometimes spending time in nature or meditating. You also feel like watching a movie is a waste of time unless it's a documentary where you are learning something. Particularly, you will stop liking horror movies, action movies, or anything that had a lot of negativity in them, such as fighting, explosions, murder, and so on. You are ditching old habits that are no longer serving you. The entertainment industry is there for the sole purpose to entertain you. In other words, to keep your attention focused on fictional things that don't directly help your life. Entertainment like music, books, movies, and games are just there to make you feel certain things that, when awakened, you realize you would rather feel in real life than in fiction. This is why you will often notice when actors and actresses go through a spiritual awakening, they often switch gears and leave Hollywood altogether. They have learned that entertainment is just another distraction from evolving into a better version of yourself. How you spend your free time will change. Maybe you'll notice instead of shopping with your friends like usual, You would rather stay home and catch up on a new series that Gaia just released. Or where you used to jump anytime someone wanted you to hang out and do nothing. You find yourself saying no so you can make some progress with a creative project. How we spend our time and money is very telling when it comes to how awakened we are. You'll no longer want to spend money on things that don't improve your life. You'll no longer want to spend time on activities you don't enjoy. Your time is too precious, and your soul is pulling you towards things that are good for it. Your eating habits will improve. When you become spiritually enlightened, all life becomes precious and you might choose to stop eating meat. Or you might become obsessed with organic food, not wanting to put anything grown with pesticides into your body. Your body is a temple, and we only get one. Wanting to take better care of it by eating right is one sign you are on your way to a spiritual awakening. As you awaken further, you will want less and less of the bad stuff going in because you respect and value your body like you never did before. Since eating better has beneficial effects on not just your body but also your mind and soul, this is another sign that your higher self is nudging you towards doing things good for your soul. It's a trickle-down effect. What you put into your body eventually makes its way to your mind and later, to the soul. You will want to find your life purpose. Your life purpose is the reason you are here, it is what is behind the entire meaning of life. This is a personal thing for everyone. If you are consciously searching for a deeper meaning and have a strong desire to fulfill a specific purpose, that is a sign of spiritual awakening. You will personally feel that your life purpose is the main reason for a spiritual awakening, because without it, there is nothing to awaken to. Knowing the true nature of reality is great, but what you do with that information is what gives life meaning. If you don't know your life purpose, you are just drifting along on a course that others will set for you. Living your life purpose is the essence of awakening. It is the only way to achieve inner peace. This doesn't mean that a life purpose has to be a specific career, it is more general than that. Think of it more like a theme for your life, or the way you want to change the world, or the way you want to help people. You are discovering yourself every day and understanding more about your life purpose in this universe. You will value nature more. When you were growing, you were never considered as an outdoor kid, but after going through a spiritual awakening, you will find yourself becoming more of an outdoor adult. We are nature, so being disconnected from it will feel like torture if you are awakened. You will find yourself itching to go camping, watch the sun rise, or take pictures of nature. You will value every single living thing in this world because you know the interconnectedness of it all. Spending time in nature gives you experiences, which as you probably know by now are more precious than things. Spending time in nature will be one of the best things you will ever do, and I can guarantee you will not regret it. Nobody lies on their deathbed wishing they had spent more time indoors. Living a life in alignment with nature is what holistic wellness is all about. People who follow the natural rhythm of nature are healthier and happier. You will naturally gravitate towards this kind of lifestyle if you are spiritually awakened because spirituality and nature are deeply connected. You will refine your relationships. Being involved with toxic relationships are a sign that you are not spiritually awakened. Once you begin the process of awakening, you will no longer want to be surrounded by drama, gossip, cheating, lying, competition, jealousy, control, and all those negative traits that plague toxic relationships. This can go for family members as well as friends and acquaintances. Just because someone is related to you doesn't mean they are automatically healthy for you. Part of a spiritual awakening is realizing that important truth. You will find yourself going through a major mindset shift, from wanting others to like you, to wanting to find others that you like. It is important to understand the difference. It no longer becomes about wanting to impress people, you no longer care what people think. Your ego wants to be liked, but the real you just wants a real connection with someone who is good for your soul. This is the stage where people start to get very lonely, and this is a very common complaint. It is also known as the hermit phase of spiritual awakening. You'd rather be alone than with most people you know. It can get lonely sometimes, but the difference is instead of breaking down and hanging out with people who don't vibe with you, you would rather hold out for the right connection. Solitude is healing, and you can't get enough of it. If you let this stage progress even further, you will find that eventually you don't even get lonely anymore. I compare this to the stage where a caterpillar is turning into the butterfly. This is a crucial stage because not only does it allow time to go within to truly know yourself, but it also stops you from getting involved with the wrong people. If you can be totally happy with yourself, then you have finally become the person who won't settle for unhappiness with anyone else. Peace, love, and light, and stay blessed.